Drink the wine, drink the wine. They'll come with flamethrowers. Welcome to the Bowels of Retribution, and welcome to another battle of the albums. Today we are featuring Florida's death metal legends DEICIDE and their debut release from 1990 and their second release from 1992, Legion. So straight off the covers, there's not a lot of difference there, is there really? The band photos on the back, both legendary band photos, aren't they really? But if I was going to lean towards one of the covers, it would probably be that one with the medallion, the evil looking medallion. Another picture on the inside, another legendary picture of the band. I mean, it's much of a muchness, very similar. The Trefiction on the cover there. But yeah, much of a muchness. But for me, their debut just about wins it. So both of these albums recorded at Morrisound Studios. I think out of the two, probably Legion just about edges it. I find that Glenn Benton's bass cuts through a little bit nicer. I think the guitars have got a slightly more fierce sound than on the debut. Like I always do with these videos, we'll get into the intricate parts of each of the instruments, what have you, but for me this is a slightly better sounding production wise, just because of the cut through of each of the instruments. But again, it's very close. As I have done in the first two parts of this, Metal Archives, bit of information for you. The debut has 24 reviews and it sits at 89%. Legion has 31 reviews and sits at 91%. So like with Autopsy and Napalm Death, there's not a lot to call between them, is there? The flow of the albums, the debut has 10 tracks, runs at just over half an hour. Legion has 8 tracks, runs at just below half an hour. They both feel like the right length. There's nothing that leaves you feeling like you want more or you're bored by the last track or last tracks. I think for me the debut has the stronger material, so the flow of it feels like you're wanting to hear what's coming next. I mean, Legion, you are as well. It ends on Revocate the Agitator, which is a fabulous track. Starts off with Satan Spawn the Caco Daemon, ends with that. That's great. And this album, Lunatic of God's Creation, starts it off, and then Crucifixion ends it off. I think the track Deicide, track 6, which would start the second side of this on vinyl and cassette, is an absolute belter of a song. So this is strong from start to finish. I mean, this is as well. By no means either of these, whichever one wins, they're absolute fucking bangers, the pair of them, aren't they? But I think for me, that one feels like it flows better. So riff-wise, the Hoffman brothers, they bring it on this album and they bring it on this album. I find they have got more of a focus on the chugging, not slower, because Deicide aren't a slow band, are they? But the focus is more on, I suppose the tempo of the riffing is a little bit slower than it is on this. This has got more of a sort of, not a grind element, but the riffs are a bit more grindy than they are on the debut. They sound great, guitars sound great on this album and that one. Like I say, earlier on with the production, they probably cut through a little bit better on that. I think the lead guitar work on this album is better than it is on Legion for me. I absolutely love that effect that they put on, I think it is on the track Deicide actually, the effect that they put on it, and it's just so evil sounding. It's fantastic. So lead guitar wise, the debut takes it for me. The bass, Glenn Benton is solid on the bass. Like I say, you can hear he's playing a little bit better on that. I think guitar wise and bass wise, this is probably a little bit more technical than the debut. So I suppose bass wise playing, I would have to give Glenn Benton's performance on this album the edge. Drumming wise, Steve is just fantastic. What I like about this album he's playing is he plays fast and furious, but he never quite blasts. Like you can hear in the background on Serpents of the Light. On this album, Legion, he does that. He does do those blasting beats, but on this, it's not a blasting sound. It's fast. I mean, furiously fast, but it's not quite that blasting sound. And his double kick playing on this album is spectacular. Like I say, it's a little bit more technical. So if we were going to dissect it playing wise, he's probably a better performance, he would say himself, on this than that album. But do I like it more? I don't know. But we're dissecting these albums, aren't we, musically? So probably a better performance by the drums on this. Vocally, Glenn probably sounds a little gruffer on this, but those dubs he puts in and that sort of dual layer of vocals, he's just so good on this album. His placement within the songs of his vocal style is brilliant. It is on this album as well. He has got a real knack of putting in the right vocal, I suppose, syllables, and the way he phrases things. He's just got a knack for it, you know. Satan's spun like a good demon, and it's the same, dare by dawn, dare by dawn, dare by dawn, dare by dawn. He's just got this knack of making the vocal sort of performance almost a sing-along, if that is such a thing in satanic death metal. But yeah, fantastic performance. I would say the debut edges it for me, because there's just so many memorable parts to it. So, all that being said, which one is my favourite? And which one is your favourite? Like I say, I really want this series or these type of videos to be a real interaction with you, the viewer, and tell me what your thoughts are and what makes these albums your favourite. But it's close. As Metal Archives reviews have put it, 89 and 91%. For me, just purely because of the amount of memorable moments, the amount of memorable riffs, the amount of memorable parts that Glenn Benton adds in there, the lead guitar work, that haunting, evil sounding, almost sounds backwards sometimes. The performances are just superb on both albums, but for me, for that reason, I'm going to give the win to Deicide's debut, 1990, Road Racer Records. But as with all of the albums in these videos that I'm going to make, they're all absolute bangers, and that's why I'm making it, because they're so close. I'm not going to pick albums separated by years in bands' discographies who've changed styles, I suppose. You can't, it's not a contest, is it, when they're playing different styles, or you know, even different members, a lot of different members. So yeah, just two fabulous records, and for me, their debut edges it. Please let me know what your thoughts are on those two albums. Playing in the background, 97 release, is it this I wanted to say? Yeah, Serpents of the Light. A more colourful piece of cover art than the debut and their second, isn't it? But yeah, same band, Hoffman Brothers, Steve and Glenn. Fabulous record. Their fourth, is it? I want to say. That's what's playing in the background anyway. Thank you, as always, for taking the time out of your day to watch. It is always appreciated. I'll be back again soon with another video. Until then, bye for now. Take care.